membership to launch your very own store online. BuySellMakeOffer.com could be the next big thing.
Oh, yeah!
Good news is it's already here. Sign up today. Go to BuySellMakeOffer.com right now and see what the buzz is all about.
It's time for some delicious food at Pizza Dilly. Pizza Dilly Pizza in Colton, home of the famous 2-foot pizza with 32 slices of simply the best delicious Pizza Dilly mouth-watering pizza. Pizza Dilly has all kinds of lunch specials Monday through Friday, starting at $3.99, all delicious. Stop by, refresh, refuel, have a cold drink, enjoy a tasty salad or a great specialty Dillylicious sub sandwich, or simply Dilly-lightful Pizza Dilly wings. Pizza Dilly is also People Dilly because your friends are all already there enjoying one of Pizza Dilly's giant screens, watching one of their favorite teams, and if you love the Dodgers, you'll love Pizza Dilly, your hometown Dodger station, all year round. Come on in, enjoy a great pizza, enjoy Pizza Dilly, the real Dilly deal at 194 East Valley Boulevard in Colton, or call 909-370-0242. Once again, that's 909-370-0242.
KCAA invites you to support our very own Relationships 2.0 host, Michelle Skeen, in raising funds for the Ronald McDonald House Charities in the 38th Annual Chicago Marathon, October 11th. Every year, RMHC and its local chapters give more than 7 million children the strength to persevere as they run their own marathons, fighting illness and injury throughout months, sometimes years. Michelle will be running in the marathon, and if you would like to join her in becoming a Team RMHC runner, please go to the RMHC homepage or simply Google RMHC, Ronald McDonald House Charities. You can also help by contributing in fundraising efforts or by becoming part of the year-round sponsorship of Ronald McDonald House Charities. For more information about RMHC, visit rmhc.org. And remember to give your support to KCAA's Relationships 2.0 host, Michelle Skeen, as she runs the 38th Annual Chicago Marathon in support of Ronald McDonald House Charities.
It's time for the KCAA Community Calendar, brought to you exclusively by Learn for Life, a growing network of public charter schools. The clear mission of Learn for Life is to motivate and mentor students who have dropped out of school and provide them with the personalized education and technical training necessary to advance their lives.
Hi, I'm Judith Light. So there you are. It's flu season, and you're over 65 like me. You're having another busy year. So much to do, so many roles in life to play. But you feel like you might be forgetting something serious. Your annual flu shot. And before you know it, it's too late. It's not just the aches, fever, and chills that last for days and days. The flu can be life-threatening, especially if you have chronic conditions like diabetes and heart disease, which can worsen with the flu. Being active and healthy alone won't protect you. The immune system weakens with age, making you more susceptible to the flu. If you're over 65, ask about your vaccine options, including one made specifically for us. An annual flu shot is the best way to help keep the flu away. Visit the National Council on Aging at ncoa.org/flu to learn more and talk to your doctor or pharmacist about vaccine options for people 65 and older. Again, that's ncoa.org/flu.
The KCAA Community Calendar is presented exclusively by Learn for Life, a growing network of public charter schools where students can complete their education on a part-time basis. To find a resource center nearest you, call 1-877-360-LEARN or visit Learn for Life online at learn4life.org.
We found the problem with your car.
And
Turns out the carburetor differential modulator is out.
what?
And while we were digging around in there, this thing fell off.
Stop. There's no automotive repair nightmares at Diego Martinez's 5-Star Automotive in San Bernardino. 5-Star Automotive, where you'll get a great experience, and home of the $15.99 oil change. That's right, just $15.99. They specialize in transmissions, brake repair, AC, and many other repairs, all with a lifetime warranty on parts and labor. Diego knows when your auto needs 5-star attention, it's never convenient. He offers a 12-month interest-free auto repair loan on major auto repairs with no money down. He'll even throw in free towing and a 10% discount for his neighbors in the 909 who work for the city and county of San Bernardino. Call 909-387-0770. That's 387-0770. Your neighbors at 909 West 2nd Street in San Bernardino.
If you're trying to prevent a home foreclosure, you need the Goodman Law Firm on your side. Goodman has a nationwide network of foreclosure attorneys to represent you during the mortgage mitigation process. The Goodman firm has resolved troubled mortgages across the nation. Take control of your mortgage situation today. Call the Goodman Law Firm, 888-800-6030, or contact them online at www.arnoldgoodmanlaw.com.
This is KCAA.
Welcome to another edition of Chabdog Sports Talk, the weekly talk show brought to you by Chabner Law, serving Southern California's business law needs. Also, Chabdog Sports Blog for your headier sports headlines. Check us out. And the law offices of Arnold Goodman, Mortgage Mitigation Legal Services. I just want to say I've been working with the Arnold Goodman firm for about 3 years. It is a first-class organization. They're experts at what they do. And if your home is if you're in a distressed financial situation, looking at difficulty making your mortgage payments, you would do yourself well to give the Goodman Law Firm a call and at least find out more information, learn what your options are. Okay, well, today I feel a little alone here. Mike Patterson isn't sitting beside me, so if I look over that way, it's just out of habit, but he'll be back next week. In the meantime, we got a lot to cover and interesting developments in baseball with the Pirates beating the Cubs today in a big game. So Garrett Cole stays on a roll and the Cubs hiding the shrubs at Wrigley. We got the White Sox laying on the Yankees 5-2. That's a big blow to the Yankees in their attempt to chase Toronto down. That's not going to happen. Toronto's going to win that division. And I think they're going to get to the World Series based on what I'm seeing right now. The Mets are all over the Reds like a rash, 12-4. Say bye-bye to the Nationals. They're done. Stick a fork in them. I'm not going to go through the rest of the scores. Let's go right to our first guest that we got on the line, Clark Kcaa. Can we get a little Clark Kcaa music here?
Hey there.
Hello, Clark.
Is that the Pink Panther?
That's your music, the Pink Panther. Yeah. Thank you for being on the line. And how's everything doing in Tennessee? Are you excited with SEC football in full swing?
Oh, Chabdog. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah.
And it's always an honor. And things are nice here. It's a rainy night for high school football, and my nephew is playing in the mud. But other than that, everything is nice here. And congratulations on the Pirates. I think they won their 10,000th.
Yeah, that was good of you to remember that. One of 5 teams that have done that all time. I was a little surprised to hear that because they've only won, I think, 5 world titles. But I guess they're one of the oldest teams.
I guess they maybe pot up a lot of those when Hannes Wagner was playing, huh?
Yeah, because they were in the first World Series against the Red Sox.
Yeah, you mentioned Toronto.
Yeah,
and the Yankees losing. That is really big because these wild card teams have a 1-game playoff, and Pittsburgh's going to be in the same boat,
right?
And they're just hoping to get home field advantage for that 1 game. But I like the Pirates and I like the Cubs, so I hate to see one of them go out. But
the Cubs have the best, might have the best pitcher, in the league right now. I mean,
he's probably going to win his Cy Young. Although
Greinke has a lot to say about that. I mean,
although Greinke's 18-2 with a 1.60 something ERA, I think Greinke's a better pitcher. But Arrieta has the no-hitter, and he also has 20 wins, and so it'll be fun. I mean, the playoffs are great. I love this time of year. Toronto is probably in the driver's seat, now. And, there's only like 8 games left.
Yeah.
I think tonight San Francisco will probably be officially eliminated.
Oh, if they don't win, they're out?
Well, there's like 10 games left, and they're 9.5 out.
Oh,
so.
yeah. Yeah. So
it's like a one game.
Yeah. Their magic number is about to come
up.
Yeah,
the magic number is like
at
one.
the deli meat counter, I think, and they're dead meat.
But I hate to see the one game, although it makes it exciting. It does add another team in there, but I feel sorry for the Cubs or the Pirates because they both deserve to be in the series.
Yeah, that one game is. I mean, I remember last year when Madison Bumgarner did it to the Pirates. The Pirates fought so hard to get home field advantage, and it meant absolutely nothing.
Yeah, and you can probably pick your matchup. It's probably going to be Garrett Cole against Arrieta.
Yeah, and that's still going to be hard to beat Arrieta. So we'll see. Who do you like in the NFL this week? Any interesting any things jump out at you when you're looking at the lines? A few things did for me. I think your Titans have a pretty good shot in their game, actually.
Well, it's hard to say because the Colts started 0-2 last year and then ended up in the Final Four.
Did they? I forgot they were 0-2.
Yeah, they lost in the AFC Championship game to New England.
Yeah, well, there's
and that was a game where they used the flattened balls. That's where they caught them after the game. Of course, it was 35-0 when they found at the half. But anyway, we are hosting the Indianapolis Colts, who probably are already in town, and we're 1-1, and of course Marcus Mariota and has brought lots of excitement to this town. More excitement as much as when Eddie George and Steve McNair were here.
Mm-hmm.
And Mariota has sold more jerseys than any other player. I think Winston is second.
Yeah.
But a lot of people wanted to pronounce his name Marcus Mariota. Even I think that's how they pronounced it when he got drafted. But
that's not correct.
It's Marcus Mariota. It's like Mar.
Yeah. Well, I hope I don't screw that up.
But it's Marcus Mariota.
Yeah.
And he's a first-class guy. I mean, our town loves him. We've got some excitement. It's not going to be our year, but it's going to be much better than 2-14.
All right. Well, before you go, I want to know about the University of Tennessee. Do they have any chance of getting to a bowl game? You think they'll get there?
The bowl game?
Yeah.
Sure.
They just have to finish 500.
Tennessee should be 3-0. We gave away the Oklahoma game. It was 17-3 with 10 minutes left, and Oklahoma scored to send it to overtime and ended up with 31 points. But we had lots of injuries in that game, and Tennessee is not deep enough to overcome injuries or turnovers.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, I think tomorrow we've lost to Florida 10 straight years.
That's a big game, yeah.
But I think Tennessee's going to win. The starting quarterback for Florida is suspended. He failed a drug test, and one of the secondary people for Florida is suspended as well. He refused to take the drug test. So you got two of their key players out for tomorrow. And Tennessee is pretty healthy, except for their main pass rusher, Majid. But yeah,
all right. That could be valuable information for my audience here. So it sounds like you should take Tennessee against the spread. Well,
I think before all this happened, I think Florida was like a 3-point favorite, and I think Tennessee was the last I looked was a 1-point favorite.
Oh, okay, so yeah, it's basically who's going to win. And
well, here in Nashville, of course, we have Vanderbilt, who plays at Ole Miss, who's averaging, I think, 64 points a game.
That sounds like a disaster.
But Vanderbilt's defense is ranked 14th in the nation in one category and 15th in another. And basically the head coach has taken over the defense when we have no defensive coordinator. So that's going to be a big game because Ole Miss is, you might catch them a little bit.
Right, riding high and a little bit of a letdown. Yeah.
Yeah, so it could be interesting here in the Southeastern Conference, which, of course, we won 7 out of 8, and then 7 in a row, and then 8 out of 9 championships. And right now, I can see the rest of the country and the rest of the conference catching up with us.
I knew you'd throw something in there about the SEC and how great.
Well, I'll tell you, I especially watched USC last week, and I was very shocked to see Stanford, who lost to Northwestern, only scored 6 points at Northwestern. I was very shocked to see they just, scored at will.
Yeah.
At USC, I was really disappointed because I'm a USC fan. But you got to tip your hat to Stanford, and
they proved me wrong. I thought USC all the way in that game. Well, listen, Clark, we got to go. I got to move on to the next segment. So, thank you for being our guest. It's always great to talk to you.
Yeah, I always enjoy having you, and I appreciate all the listeners putting up with me.
All right, well, we'll have you on again, I'm sure, and I'll be out there in December for that conference, so I'll see you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much, Chabdog.
All right, take care. We'll be right back.
If you're trying to prevent home foreclosure, you need a law firm with extensive experience representing clients in protecting their homes from foreclosure. The Goodman Law Firm is a nationwide team of mortgage mitigation attorneys that provides legal advice and expertise you can trust. Our nationwide network includes local of-counsel foreclosure attorneys to represent you during the mortgage mitigation process. The Goodman firm has represented homeowners across the nation in resolving their troubled mortgages. We have the experience and the knowledge you can count on to best represent your interests. The banks have attorneys fighting to protect their interests, and so should you. Call the Goodman Law Firm at 888-800-6030. Take control of your mortgage situation today. Contact us at 888-800-6030 or through our website at arnoldgoodmanlaw.com.
Check out my sports blog, your home for head-of-ear sports headlines. At Chabdog, we cover the world of sports, from NFL to competitive eating. At our blog, you'll also find Chabdog's own brand of uniquely original blogcasts for the major sports events. We hit home runs with our coverage. We also have a reading room where you'll find interviews running across the sporting spectrum, along with our vote questions, our Chabdognostications, and of course our much-beloved Chabdog of the Month. What you can count on from Chabdog is our stretching the playing field envelope to find the humor, irony, and weird connections that are always living beneath the surface of the sporting world. Check us out at chabdog.com. The law office of Brandon S. Chabner, serving clients in Southern California with transactional legal services since 2007. We handle general, corporate, outside counsel type work, drafting and negotiating a wide variety of business and commercial contracts, including non-disclosure agreements, independent contractor agreements, and employment agreements. Our experience includes working with public and private companies and involves a broad range of industries, including healthcare, consumer products, real estate, and high technology. Mr. Chabner has over 20 years of legal experience, having worked for some larger national firms and serving as general counsel for a multi-million-dollar private company here in Southern California before starting his own legal practice. His educational credentials include a law degree from UCLA, where he was on law review, undergraduate degree at Yale, where he graduated magna cum laude, and an MBA from Harvard Business School. Other areas of focus for Chabner Law include press release and business plan editing, pre-litigation matters, and debt and mortgage resolution work. You can contact us at 310-698-0740 and at bchabner@chabnerlaw.com.
This is KCAA.
Okay, we're back for the second quarter of Chabdog Sports Talk. got a return guest now. So let's play Stan's music here. I came up with some music for you, Stan. You there?
Oh, boy.
This should relax you. This will bring you back to like the 1970s, maybe?
Yeah. I need it after watching the Orioles get their butts slapped tonight by the Red Sox.
Yeah, the Red Sox really got some payback, didn't they?
Yeah, I don't understand how a team can have 5 or 6 players hitting their 300 or above and end up in last place.
Yeah, well, they play in a great park for that. And
they have no pitching.
Yeah, their pitchers are equal opportunity providers.
Although they had pitching tonight, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, who is the pitcher tonight?
Yeah, a kid named Hill, I think, a left-hander, who you could probably catch without a glove.
Oh, really?
And the Orioles were swinging all over the place.
Was he throwing knuckleballs or something?
No. Just a slow curve, and occasionally he'd throw a fastball around 90, but most of it was in the 70s, and the Orioles were just screwing themselves into the ground.
Yeah.
They couldn't do a damn thing.
Well, they're out of it anyway. So
yeah, that's it.
But the Orioles are your main team, right? Because you live there.
Yeah. We have a problem here because I'm backing the Orioles and the Ravens, which is not good right now.
Uh-huh. But you do like the Pirates.
Yeah, Pirates are my favorite team.
Well, so there you go.
Yeah.
You probably didn't want to admit that because you were sports editor for 2 Howard County publications. Yeah. And
the Pirates apparently beat the Cubs today. So
yeah, I was talking about that in the last segment a little, and it was a big win because now the Cubs are really in a tough. They're going to have a tough time making that up and getting home field advantage.
Yeah, well, I think that may be gone by now.
But
the Pirates are playing good baseball right now, as long as they don't have to play the Brewers.
Yeah, the Brewers are playing the Cardinals. Unfortunately, the Cardinals are handling them as usual.
And I don't understand that. I looked at the Cardinal batting order. And I don't see very much in that batting order, but they plug in everybody and they seem to win.
They have a Piscotty. They have a guy named Piscotty who had a big night last night.
Yeah, where did he come from?
I don't know.
I never even heard of him until a couple days ago.
From the amazing, unparalleled Cardinal farm system, I guess.
Yeah.
There's another.
I don't know. They can plug anybody in and they seem to win, but they don't have
great
high
pitching.
batting averages. They're good players.
They just have great pitching and great fielding.
Yeah.
And the Pirates don't have great fielding.
You lose Adam Wainwright, and you're still up there.
Yeah.
Amazing.
I'm not very impressed with the American League. I really am, except for Toronto. And, who else is looking good? The Yankees have, sometimes they show a lot, but
well, you gotta remember Kansas City is still there.
Yeah, Kansas City, but they haven't been playing well for the last 5 weeks.
No, they're 4-6 in the last 10 games. They're not doing well.
They might lose home field advantage.
Yeah. I'm not impressed with the American League at all. I don't know how the heck the Yankees are even managing to be there with this ball club that they have. It's not much there. If you look at it really closely, there's not much hitting at all.
Well, A-Rod's had a lot of homers. I mean,
yeah, but he's only hitting 251 also.
I haven't really closely. I mean, it seems like they've been scoring enough runs. They get a lot of home runs, I think.
Yeah.
But they don't hit for a high average, and that means that they'll go through stretches where they get cold. But so, what about football? You must be disappointed about the Ravens. I think they'll win the next game. But
I'm going to the game on Sunday. I think it could be 0-3, and then we play Pittsburgh.
Oh, they got it. They got to play Cincinnati though. That's going to be tough. I think they're gonna probably mutiny there, and because they got so much pride, they're going to win that.
Well,
game.
They're playing at home, and this is their first game at home. They've been 2 games out in the West Coast, and they look poor in both of them. And they look poor in this one. It's going to be a really angry crowd out there.
I've seen this game so many times that it just has that feeling the Ravens are going to get medieval on the Bengals and just go crazy. I think this is a Ravens win.
You think so?
Yeah, I just have a feeling it's if they lose this, it's over. I think.
I'm not enthusiastic about this one.
And then,
if they lose this one, you might as well get the hearse out.
Do you think the Jets are for real?
No.
Because I don't understand the offense there.
Is Fitzpatrick the quarterback?
Yeah, the Harvard graduate. Yes.
The answer is no. No.
Uh-huh.
No.
Okay.
I mean,
but against the Eagles, they're going to win, I think.
Well, against the Eagles, I don't know what the hell they're doing. They look absolutely horrible.
Yeah, Chip Kelly has really screwed that place up.
Yeah. And another guy I was really shocked at, I saw the Rams play the Redskins a couple weeks ago, and Foles looked terrible.
Yeah.
Nick Foles looked awful.
Foles is a good player also. I mean, what happened in that game? He totally self-destructed. And now, but, you know, because he's at home, people are saying that Steelers are going to lose that game. I would go with the Steelers.
Yeah.
No question. I think that'll be they'll beat the spread. It's
yeah,
not much
I think you might be right. I don't do well with spreads, though.
Yeah, spreads are crazy. I mean,
yeah, they're crazy. And everybody that I know is playing on these FanDuel and all these things that they're playing now, winning $1 million a week, whatever it is.
Yeah,
I have no idea what they're talking about.
I think if you beat somebody, like if you put a $2 bet down and you're the best person in the entire FanDuel universe, you might win $100,000. But if you're better than 90% of the people, I think you win $2 or $4. I don't know. Maybe I have to try it.
No, Brandon, I advise you to do other things. Yeah. I tend to think that with all the advertising they're doing every damn day, about how everybody's winning $1 million, but stay away from it. It's not good.
Well, Congress is going to get involved probably because it's past that point where other people besides sports fans are talking about it.
Yeah.
And so somebody's got the cause in their mind that this is
I think so. They can't allow that to go on much longer.
Yeah, and but it is right now. It's big money. Do you like college football a lot? Do you follow that?
I follow some. I don't follow a lot. I used to follow a lot more of course, I went to Bowdoin College. You got to remember that.
Yeah.
And when I was there, we were
Who did they play? Williams?
Yeah, we played Williams and Amherst and
Wesleyan?
Bates and Colby and all these guys.
Yeah.
And we always get cracked around. We get badly beaten every game. So I always look down if they show up in the newspaper at all, I always go down the right side of the column. So if they're going to be there in the paper, that's where we're going to find them.
Yeah. So you don't have a natural team to root for, but I guess you probably...
No, as a matter of fact, I kind of enjoy watching the Alabamas go down. I'd like to see Ohio State go down. Mm-hmm. I know how they... I know how they get their players.
It's getting so predictable that you love it when a real underdog wins in college football, and it just doesn't happen that often.
Yeah, that's what I don't know if Mississippi, they made the front page of Sports Illustrated this week. I don't think they're considered an underdog, but the fact that they beat Alabama twice in 2 years now, I got a kick out of that. I like Nick Saban to sweat a little bit.
Yeah,
but the guys always, if you look at the top 20, it's always the same teams.
Pretty much.
And I would venture to guess, I'm just guessing now, I don't know for sure, that half of the players on the team probably don't qualify to be even in school.
Well, I don't know what that means really because they're there, but...
They're there. How they got there is another issue.
You're saying...
I mean, I've dealt with high schoolers here and seen some of the kids show up out of absolutely nowhere to play on a team that they weren't even associated with 2 years ago, and all of a sudden they show up at 6'5" and 265 or something playing here. So I'm very skeptical about all these guys, and keep the microphones away from most of the players, because if you hear them talk, you know darn well that there's a problem here.
Not enough instruction on the mechanics of the English language?
Yes, I believe that's it.
And then it just gets perpetuated because basically a lot of times I think that there's not a lot of quality control when people go from being an athlete necessarily to a broadcaster. And
yes.
And then, they're just throwing people up there and...
Oh, yeah.
Until I don't know when it stops, but...
I want to see how well, what's his name, Jameis Winston does this year. I want to see if he finishes the season or he gets through the season before he has to go to court again.
The pressure's on. We'll see.
Yep.
All right. Well, I think we're basically coming up against the break. So
okay.
thank you so much. It's
Okay,
always
Brandon,
great.
take
And
care of yourself.
Say hello to the family for me.
Will do. Take care.
Okay, bye.
Right, bye-bye.
We'll be back with the second half of Chabdog Sports Talk. So.
Hey there, sports fans. Chabdog here. You have tuned into one of the best shows on the air for all of your up-to-date sports coverage and news. You haven't laughed so hard and been informed so much until you've heard it from the mouth of the sports expert himself, El Chabdog.
If you're trying to prevent home foreclosure, you need a law firm with extensive experience representing clients in protecting their homes from foreclosure. The Goodman Law Firm is a nationwide team of mortgage mitigation attorneys that provides legal advice and expertise you can trust. Our nationwide network includes local of-counsel foreclosure attorneys to represent you during the mortgage mitigation process. The Goodman firm has represented homeowners across the nation in resolving their troubled mortgages. We have the experience and the knowledge you can count on to best represent your interests. The banks have attorneys fighting to protect their interests, and so should you. Call the Goodman Law Firm at 888-800-6030. Take control of your mortgage situation today. Contact us at 888-800-6030 or through our website at arnoldgoodmanlaw.com.
Check out my sports blog, your home for head-of-ear sports headlines. At Chabdog, we cover the world of sports, from NFL to competitive eating. At our blog, you'll also find Chabdog's own brand of uniquely original blogcasts for the major sports events. We hit home runs with our coverage. We also have a reading room where you'll find interviews running across the sporting spectrum, along with our vote questions, our Chabdognostications, and of course our much-beloved Chabdog of the Month. What you can count on from Chabdog is our stretching the playing field envelope to find the humor, irony, and weird connections that are always living beneath the surface of the sporting world. Check us out at chabdog.com. The law office of Brandon S. Chabner, serving clients in Southern California with transactional legal services since 2007. We handle general, corporate, outside counsel type work, drafting and negotiating a wide variety of business and commercial contracts, including non-disclosure agreements, independent contractor agreements, and employment agreements. Our experience includes working with public and private companies and involves a broad range of industries, including healthcare, consumer products, real estate, and high technology. Mr. Chabner has over 20 years of legal experience, having worked for some larger national firms and serving as general counsel for a multi-million-dollar private company here in Southern California before starting his own legal practice. His educational credentials include a law degree from UCLA, where he was on law review, undergraduate degree at Yale, where he graduated magna cum laude, and an MBA from Harvard Business School. Other areas of focus for Chabner Law include press release and business plan editing, pre-litigation matters, and debt and mortgage resolution work. You can contact us at 310-698-0740 and at bchabner@chabnerlaw.com.
Kcaa.
Okay, we're back. Chabdog Sports Talk for the second half of the show. Okay, Joe, let's get the music together for our next guest. You hear that? That sounds a little faint to me, but anyway, Rick, are you there?
I'm here.
I had some music for you. I don't know if it really came in loudly enough, but it was a group that I found called Weather Report. I thought it was kind of funny.
That's an old one.
Have you ever heard of Weather Report? They're like jazz rock fusion or something.
Yeah, I think they were famous back in the days of Chuck Mangione and the Pop Smoke Guys.
Yeah, there it is. I don't know. All right, cut it. Okay, let's talk about your blog, because Rick has a great blog. I met you in San Francisco, I recall, when I went up there. You went to Yale, right?
I got my graduate degree at Yale, but you do have another Bowdoin alumnus on the radio.
Oh, I didn't know that. The Bowdoin, what are you guys called? The Bowdoin what?
Polar Bears. That's mascot in the nation.
The Polar Bears?
The Polar Bears.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, much better than the Hokies
you
or the
get
White
sick of all
Mules.
the standard bears like the Grizzlies and the California Golden Bear and the Bruin. They all kind of look the same. It's nice to have a big...
Bowdoin's close enough to the Arctic.
Yeah. So how did you get involved with NFL weather? What was the process for that?
Well, I was living and working in Silicon Valley, and the process was really starting a family. I'd be out with friends in the weekend, just had to be back for that 2 a.m. Saturday night, Sunday morning feeding. And what's you got to do at 2 a.m.? You watch NFL matchups, you do your fantasy football lineup, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I was going from site to site, page to page, trying to determine who I'm going to play. And you get to deal with all these talking pop-up crap that just comes up at all these websites. And finally, they woke the baby up one too many times. And I decided I was going to solve this problem on my own. So I set up NFL Weather. And NFL Weather is basically a dashboard for fantasy football fans and those placing bets that gives you all the information you need on one page. Mm-hmm. That would be the game, the times, the matchup, and the forecast, stadium-located forecast.
Mm-hmm. And it's constantly updated, I assume. So is it updated on like a half-hour basis? Or
on a half-hour basis, NFL Weather will update the forecast for that stadium. And then when you get to within 72 hours of the game time, you start providing details such as the wind speed and direction. And that's very important when betting the over-under, especially if you're counting on Place Kicker to help you beat the spread.
Yeah. Well, I remember some games where the weather played a big role. We won't play the clips because I don't think we have time, but I remember the snowplow game with the Patriots and the Dolphins. Remember that?
I love talking about that one. We've got the snowplow, the cameras, and then, of course, the freight gate. But I will say this. Speaking from experience, you do lose a lot of air in those balls when the temperature drops.
Uh-huh. Oh, wow. Wow, they should have talked to you before they went through that whole thing with Tom Brady, I guess.
There are no accidents there.
So people that use NFL Weather, the bettors, the fantasy people, any other groups that come to mind?
Well, the largest audience is the fantasy footballers. Instead of going to 9 or 10 page and dealing with the pop-up ads, you can get everything you need to put your lineup in on one page on any device with really no annoying ads. Mm-hmm. The second audience is the gamblers. And the reason is because people placing bets need an independent source of information, and they need the details on the wind and the weather conditions. Mm-hmm. You have microclimates. You're going to play Ryan Fitzpatrick in the rain or Matt Stafford in the sun. We know it's always sunny in Philadelphia, right? But these gambling sites where you place your bets online, even if they're offshore, they have no legal obligation to update the information they provide. So you might take a look online. They might have put the weather forecast online on Tuesday, but by Saturday night, the weather will have completely changed. And unless it's profitable, they're simply not going to update the content. Mm-hmm. The people placing bets need an independent source of reliable information.
Yeah, so what you've got is a informational inefficiency that somebody that is focused on your blog can take advantage of, maybe.
Absolutely. And for season ticket holders, it's a no-brainer. You want to have the most current conditions before you head to the game. And surprisingly, NFLweather.com is used by broadcasters such as yourself, because in the booth, they get all the information on one page, all the scores while doing the broadcast, and again, no pop-ups or annoyances. That's our promise to the end user.
Uh-huh. And what is the, if you go through your site a little more and digging down in detail, is there an analytics section to this or something?
There is. One of the key features that we have on NFL Weather is the historical analytics section.
How do you get? Yeah, I've got your site in front of me here.
So at the NFLW Analytics is the second tab at the top of the page. You've got Home, Analytics, the blog, the widgets, and the straight pick'em. And with the analytics, we now have 6 years of weather history for the NFL. We record the weather forecast, or actually the weather conditions, every quarter. We save that and enable fantasy footballers and people placing bets to search and see how do the Steelers actually do in cold weather conditions. Do the Patriots allow more points in the rain? Can Tom Brady really play in the snow? And how about Peyton Manning? And here's a chance to see how they actually performed as opposed to what's become modern legend.
Have you done a YouTube tutorial yet on how to use NFL weather? You probably should.
Possibly. That's a pretty good idea. I hope I haven't had the need to. We get a lot of feedback from the users, giving us a lot of requests for features. But we also try to make it pretty easy. We've now got 750,000 people using NFL Weather, and I want it to be self-explanatory. I want people to be able to use it from the computer, from the mobile phone, their iPad, whatever device they're on.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I tend to try to do a lot of things at once. So because of my attention deficit problem and a little bit of sometimes hyperactivity when it comes to multitasking on the computer, I have to set aside some more time to really understand how to tap into the full value of your site.
It doesn't take a data scientist. You just put a couple parameters, find the team you want, find the weather conditions, and hit search.
Mm-hmm. And I guess your nightmare scenario would be that every team ends up with a dome. Is that right?
Well, actually, the nightmare scenario is every team ending up with a retractable roof on their dome. So that's one of the challenges now. We have to monitor that. There is no data to whether or not the roof will be open or not. As we saw last week, one bolt falls out of the ceiling, and they got to keep the whole dome shut.
Then they'll just try starting to compile statistics to figure out when the teams will close their domes and use their roofs. Yeah.
We don't have the ability.
There's no telling where it'll stop. Are you going to expand this concept to baseball? Maybe. Why not baseball?
Well, we actually have done that. We've had requests for baseball, for soccer, and for NASCAR. So we just launched MLBweather.net. It's in beta, and it's live for those folks that play the daily game in fantasy baseball or bet on baseball games and simply want to know the conditions. We haven't gone to market full steam with that yet. Frankly, NFLweather.com is a full-time job, but we're looking to repeat what we've done for the baseball audience and give them all the forecasts each day on one page with the pop-up ads.
Yeah, well, I believe in this product, and I've got it on my blog, Chabdog Sports Blog, under the NFL Weather tab. Did you see it's up there now, Rick?
I did. I appreciate that greatly. I saw you had one of the cleanest implementations of our widgets.
Oh well, I'll tell my IT guy that. I can't take credit for that. That's way beyond my capabilities. But if my performance starts improving on my predictions, my Chabdog prognostications, then I guess I might owe it to you. I might have to take you to dinner or something, or I don't know.
I tell you, Brandon, my handle is moving violations. Why don't you register Chabdog on NFL Weather? Go to the straight pick'em and hit thumbs up by the team you think is going to win, and then your fans can follow you and see how you actually perform with your predictions.
Oh, I did sign up. I signed up for your thing. So now all I have to do is start making pick'ems, and I'll be prominently featured when I do either poorly or something better than that.
If you don't do well, your name will be hidden at the bottom of the list. If you do well, I'm going to have to send you a free pass.
Well, there's no chance in that happening. So I'm sure I'll see the results very quickly. And so you, what is your how many hours a day do you spend on your blog?
So actually, NFLweather.com is a site, and I have a professional sports columnist out of LA. His name is Will Stroman, and he writes the blog, so we work together on that. On the whole, I'm spending 3 to 4 hours a day, usually early mornings, working with engineering offshore, and in the evenings working on content and looking for new NFL weather widget partners. Free JavaScript widgets we provide to any site that wishes to embed forecast information in their site, just as you've done.
Yeah, well, you've really turned this into a powerhouse thing, and I'm so glad that we met, first of all, because it just shows, I went on that trip not knowing who I'd meet. And this was, I think it was before I actually started the blog in full, or maybe around the time, but before I started the radio show. And so it was kind of lucky I met you.
Well, you've got kind of a unique show and a unique blog for sports fans in Southern California.
I hope people like it. I mean, I can't expect everybody to like my sense of humor, but I just felt like, I think the regular news is fine and dandy, but it was, I had the need to put my own spin on things and to have an outlet for some of my frustrations or my jubilations. So that's how it kind of just evolved, and I have a lot of fun with it.
That always seems to lead to the best product. That's what NFL Weather was for me initially. It's just I wanted a source of information. Yep. didn't have the big corporations annoying me.
Okay, well, remind everybody how to get to your site and anything else. We got about 20 seconds here.
Just type it into your browser or your mobile phone, www.nflweather.com.
Okay. Check it out, and we'll be right back with our last segment, Chabdog Sports Talk. Thanks a lot, Rick.
Bye-bye.
Check out Chabdog Sports Blog's one-of-a-kind blogcasts, where we cover the most interesting sporting events out there with our unique slant and flair. Whether it's NBA basketball, Monday Night Football, the BCS Championship game, the NCAA Tournament, or Grand Slam tennis, Chabdog is on hand with his special guests, including Renee I Make All the Right Bets and Stephanie Brackett, the Hendersonville Hatchet. Just go to our blogcast tab at chabdog.com to find our collection of blogcasts and start listening. Or you can find them at Chabdog's channel at blogtalk.com. If you haven't been listening, you haven't been laughing or participating with us as we survey the most scintillating sporting events of the day. Here are just a few clips from our over 25 hours of blogcasts. Check out Chabdog Sports Blog's one-of-a-kind blogcasts, where we cover the most interesting sporting events out there with our unique slant and flair. Whether it's NBA basketball, Monday Night Football, the BCS Championship game, the NCAA Tournament, or Grand Slam tennis, Chabdog is on hand with his special guests, including Renee I Make All the Right Bets and Stephanie Brackett, the Hendersonville Hatchet. Just go to our blogcast tab at chabdog.com to find our collection of blogcasts and start listening. Or you can find them at Chabdog's channel at blogtalk.com. If you haven't been listening, you haven't been laughing or participating with us as we survey the most scintillating sporting events of the day. Here are just a few clips from our over 25 hours of blogcasts.
Yeah, they're winning. What about Cleveland and Boston?
Oh, that's all Cleveland.
Oh, God.
I can't believe you...
Whatever.
King.
What?
I can't believe you picked against the King. LeBron.
The King.
You know the King, LeBron.
I have no clue who that is, Chabdog. Enlighten me. Enlighten me.
What about Portland?
Is that some kind of... LeBron, what is that? Is that an electric razor?
That wouldn't be the record, though. The record's like...
No, it would not.
The thing that you got to worry about here is that it gets blocked, and then the other team...
Blocked and they return. Because...
Or they can catch...
Oh, no, they're not doing it. They're not kicking the field goal. No,
yeah. They don't trust that.
Yeah, nice pass. How about those Niner uniforms? Those are a little bizarre for me.
I don't like that, man. To me, that looks like... Let me look at it again, but I don't like all the black thing. It's just too much.
Yeah,
it look like ghoulies or something from the...
Yeah, well, it looks a little ghetto to me.
Ugh. It's got no warmth to it at all, and it's terrible. I love the Niners have the best classic uniforms with the dark red, that rich red, and the gold.
And the gold, yeah. And so those uniforms don't make any sense to me, but you know what? Teams do that, and it's all monetary. That way we can sell more uniforms to our fans.
Well, somebody's got to complain. I'm going to have to make an official complaint on my blog. I don't like anything about those uniforms. I like the Vikings, of course. They got a great uniform.
Ed Peterson, he's back in the game.
Yeah, he's a stud. He looks... I don't know how many yards he has, but...
I've only seen one play. Where he got off a little bit and he busted it up for about maybe 12 yards. Other than that, I haven't seen much.
Kcaa Loma Linda.
Okay, we're back for the last 15 minutes of Chabdog Sports Talk. Let's get right to Frank Fleming's music. Hi, Frank. How are you doing?
Because I'm updating all the NFL teams. I have on my website, I have the histories of every team in the four major sports plus the MLS. Each individual team, I even have defunct teams and teams that nobody even knew ever existed.
Oh, really? It's the complete history.
It's the complete history, team by team. I have team photo galleries, little team summaries of every year that a team played, list of coaches, stadiums, award winners.
You name it. You are a statistical storehouse of knowledge, like, to the 10th power more than I am. I think. I don't know how you can do this, but it must take a lot of time.
Oh, it does. I've been working on my website since 2001.
Yeah.
I'm a full-time court clerk, and at night I work on my webpage. I do, like I said, I try to update there's a NFL season just started, so I'm doing all the NFL teams. I try to get one done every night. In October, I'll move on to the NHL, and then the NBA in November.
And I don't really know what that means when you say get the team done, but it must.
Well, I update. I add the summary for last season, a little couple of paragraph summary about what happened to the team the season before. I make sure that there's no updates. Then I go on the picture page and I add new players that have been added to the roster that are of significance. If a player left, I change the years on their information. We have a photo gallery on every team.
And you'll have the updated rosters, I guess. So.
Well, it's I have pictures of some of the more significant players for each team.
I like the stuff you got on the side too, with the games going on. You can see exactly where we are with all the games that are being played right now. And
we have on the front page. That is, we have a little the updating scoreboard. You could also get the lines there. Find out what the latest lines in Vegas and odds are.
I have a question for you. Now, you have today's birthdays. What about today's deaths? Don't you want to let people know who died today? No?
Well, I do a memorial section.
Oh, okay.
I got to update that. I got to add some of the more recent deaths. Right? I try to add that. I try to do that like once a month or every other month of sports team of sports people that have passed this year. And especially with Yogi Berra, who's always been influential close to where I live. In fact, the university, where he has his museum, I actually attended that university, Montclair State. I remember I was actually there when the museum first opened up, and because I was a broadcast student, I actually happened to be there. They had a ceremony, and they brought in Yogi Berra, Ted Williams, and a couple other people, Larry Doby. A lot of these people are not with us anymore, and I actually got a chance to meet these legends, and that was actually quite an accomplishment that I actually got to meet Yogi Berra at least once.
Yeah,
he's just like everyone said he was. I mean, it's legendary, the stories around him here. There used to be a bowling alley that he owned in a nearby town called Clifton, and him and Rizzuto owned the bowling alley together. And they had a little bar inside. And they said that when Yogi was there, you couldn't buy your own drink. It was like everything was on the house. But of course, when Rizzuto was there, you couldn't get a glass of water for free.
Rizzuto, he was a great announcer, though. I mean, God, what an announcer!
He was fun. He was funny. And of course, the game was secondary when he announced. The cannolis and happy birthdays to everyone. And some
cow.
Stories. Those are always what's great about Phil Rizzuto.
Yeah, he's in this song that one of my favorite rock songs. I think "Paradise" by the Dashboard Lights. There's a
Meatloaf.
There's a clip with Scooter Rizzuto doing a great play-by-play.
You know what I love about that story? You know what I love about that is Phil Rizzuto would always come on years after that song came out saying he never understood the meaning, but his priest was like going after him. How could you make this song? Don't you know what they're talking about? He never. He claimed
he didn't know what
he never
that meant.
understood what was going on.
His political correctness is too much.
No, I don't think it's more political correctness. I think it's more of like shaming and what's going on there.
Yeah. Well, was Rizzuto born around there, around where you lived?
But Rizzuto was born in New York. I live in northern New Jersey. In the outskirts of Newark. And he lived in this area. He lived like in Fieldside, I believe was the name of the town. And Montclair is where Yogi Berra lived. And that's just 2 towns over from where I'm at. He's always been like 10 miles. I drive down the street. There's a fork in the road that's where Montclair meets Verona and West Orange. Yeah. I always thought of that as Yogi Berra's fork because it's like around the corner from where he lived.
I hope you took the fork. Yeah. Yogi Berra is full of so many great quotes. I'm not going to – people all know him, but there was a lot of logic to him. And
yes, there was, actually.
We're going to miss him a lot now that you could have a part of this that charts the oldest remaining Hall of Famers in baseball. Like, I think Bobby Doerr is still alive. He's in his mid-90s now, I think.
Yeah, he's getting close to 100, Bobby Doerr, I believe.
He's got to be leading the pack on the age in the age department.
Yeah, Bobby Doerr is getting very close to 100.
Yeah, and I think there's who's the football player that's in their 90s now. I don't know if any Hall of Fame football players are around.
I know a couple of years ago he passed, but Sammy Ball was like around 94, 95.
Yeah, I bet football shortens your life, though. It's one of those. It's so.
Well, I think that's overblown a little bit, to tell you the truth. Look at this guy. There's this guy this year. He died this year. Chuck Bednarik.
Yeah.
Who basically played 60 minutes a game. He was a defensive linebacker, defensive end, defensive tackle, and he played cornerback sometimes, safety, and he was also an offensive lineman. And they called him Concrete Charlie because he played almost 60 minutes a game. And then in the off season, he worked in concrete. He was a construction worker because he didn't make any money back then. He played from the 40s into the 60s. He played almost like 15, 16 years after World War II, and he's, of course, famous for laying out Frank Gifford.
Right. That was a major hit.
He was 89 when he passed earlier this year.
Yeah. Oh, I know there's exceptions to the rules, and maybe there is nothing to it, but I'm sure they could do a study on it. They did a study on baseball players and showed that the left-handed players lived significantly shorter than the right-handed players did. Did you see that?
No, I didn't see that study.
Yeah, it scared me because I'm left-handed, but I think it's because we're accident-prone. It's part of the right brain, left brain thing, I guess. So you want to say anything else about your site? It's got another minute. I think it's a great site.
Like I said, one of the things I'm most proud of is some of the projects I've done this year. I did a project for football this year of something called the Forgotten NFL. And these are teams that are around in like the first 20 years of the NFL, when the league was basically barely a sandlot league. And you have teams in cities that you didn't even know existed. The Hammond Pros, the Akron Pros, which was actually the first NFL champion, Pottsville Maroon, who got screwed out of the 1925 NFL championship. I mean, you think the Patriots are cheaters. The Chicago Cardinals really cheated them out of the championship. One of my favorite team names is the Rochester Jeffersons, a team close to my heart, the York Tornadoes. I'd really like people to check out the Forgotten NFL
All right,
teams I have.
I thank you for being on our show, and we'll probably have to have you back to get the full story on this blog. So,
all right, thanks a lot. It's sportsencyclopedia.com. Anyone's welcome to check it out. It's a great site. And
you're on board KCAA's Inland Talk Express. KCAA, Loma Linda, 1050 a.m., the station that leaves no listener behind.
Consider this your invitation to sell. At buysellmakeoffer.com, you can sell as much as you want for the next 60 days without paying any fees whatsoever. Sound incredible? It is, and it's true. Buysellmakeoffer.com is the new exciting way to sell your stuff online. Make extra money right now. Sell your old car, furniture, video games.